very good evening and welcome to the show. This is Talk with Gaetano. With me, your host, Gaetano. And thank you so much for being on Urban Television. This evening, we're going to be talking about hands-on skills for the youth. Yes, they've got to start somewhere. They've got to have some sort of skills. And with me in the studio, a man who started his very own program, and we'll get to find out more about him, is Mr. Jonan Kato. He is the CEO of Career Imagination Program. So, Jonan, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Pleasure to have you here.
Pleasure to be here.
All right. I've been doing a little bit of reading here about what you do exactly, and it's the Career Imagination Program.
Yes.
Basically giving skills to young people and all of that. Before we start all of that, who is Jonan Kato?
Jonan Kato is a young man born from Liantonde. Went to school in Ngano High School and St. Mary's School, Chisubi. And did a bachelor's of BCom accounting. Accounting, okay. So I'm an accountant by profession.
By profession, yes. Yeah.
But most of my life, I started off as a video producer. I used to do documentaries, and it's how I started to, you know, it's what gave birth to CIP, because I did a documentary about education and skills in 2012. That's
very interesting. You started off as a videographer, you're an accountant by profession, and here you are doing amazing things with this program. And of course, Kato, which means you're a twin.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we were talking a bit earlier on. You are the younger brother to a twin sister.
Yes, yes.
Ah, okay, fantastic.
I have a sister who's also now a doctor.
A doctor. Hey, you're very bright people, huh? Twins are very clever. Let's get into the CIP. This is, of course, Career Imagination Program. In brief, give me in a nutshell what the CIP is before we go into depth.
CIP, Career Imagination Program, is a youth-based program that is out to empower young people to exceed, to excel in a global economy. Okay. And what we're actually doing is we started off as a hands-on practical skills program, and then we started branching off into other, you know, other thematic areas. Mainly, we go to schools, empower young people through hands-on skills like how to do candles, how to do those are entrepreneurship skills.
Yes, yes.
Financial literacy skills, but. We also have the other young people who are not in schools. So we have young people in the villages who we reach through our program called Rural Youth in Agriculture. So you did both in rural and also in urban areas as well? Yes, through different programs.
Now, you say, initially you said that you were in videography. So I want to know how you got into this space, because it was through a program that you did was actually recognized by which international body?
By the OECD. OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development.
Yes. Okay. What exactly were you doing, and then that got you into this space that made them recognize you?
So basically, in as far as doing documentaries is concerned, I was really good, because I have a background. I've worked with different media houses, both local and international. I've ever worked for Al Jazeera. I've worked for SuperSport. Oh wow! On freelance levels. Okay. So I am really good at doing documentaries, and I still do some documentaries for some clients. Okay. So I did some. I figured out, because you know, you study accounting, you go to look for a job, and there are no jobs out there. You get. So I figured out, you know, the school preps us for jobs that actually don't exist. And this is the 21st century. There are new jobs, there are social media people, there's a lot of new jobs that are coming through. Absolutely, this is true. The school teaches you to become a teacher, a doctor, a nurse. And very traditional. Very traditional. So, you know, I decided to say, I have a skill in documentaries. Let me just do a documentary with the same problem I'm facing. So I did a documentary about education and skills, and I participated in a global video competition organized by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD. That was in 2012, and a lot of youth had participated, but I was among the winners. Oh, good! And good for you. Yeah. So when we got the award, there are sessions organized by the OECD. So one of the sessions is called the Idea Factory. Idea Factory. Idea Factory.
A factory that makes ideas.
Ideas. Now this. In 2012, it was the Idea Factory Skills. Yeah. So as a person who had won a global competition, I was supposed to come up with an idea that could go back. So we're in different teams, and my team decided to focus on me on how we can involve my, the problems I was addressing in my documentary into a program. So we said back home there's too many youth. At that time it was about 75%. People are saying the statistics are different now.
Yeah, but they're still very high.
They're still high.
About it, yes.
So we said, the professionals were shocked by the statistics. They said, let's develop a program for this young man. So we said, you go back to your area, focus on the young people, you know where they are, try to reach them through what you do best. So when we came back...
Wasn't that a bit daunting? I mean, there you are, you had a simple, because of your own experience, you put something together, and now they were saying, go out there and create something. Yeah. Wasn't that a bit daunting? Wasn't that a little bit too much?
It looked too much, but it was challenging because you've won an award, you're going back home. So what? Are you going to just sit, or you can do something? So do an initiative, do something.
Make a change.
And then, we can help you here and there, because they still help me with consultancy, research, and information on all these things. So when we came back home, together with the team that had helped me do the documentary, the local people, the young people, we decided to say, okay, I've won an award, yes, but let's do this because we have crafted it in the Idea Factory skills. Let's see if it works. Let's start with schools. Let's go to schools. Let's identify mentors. So by the way, how we started was as simple as go to the school, talk to the young people, find out what professions they want to become.
Are they interested in?
What are their interests? So we go to school, we write down, my name is so and so, I want to become a teacher. My name is so and so. So we find out which one of the skills, which one of the professions they've written comes out, more. Then we come back and say, okay, they want to become TV presenters. They want to become teachers, doctors. There were very few. Most of them wanted to become fashion designers,
really?
DJs,
have you found,
TV presenters.
Yeah. And I was going to ask you, have you found, John, in this line of work, or ever since you started this in June 2012, roughly,
yes,
that the professions of yesterday, the traditional professions, engineer, doctor, lawyer, those are fading are disappearing a lot more because of the world that we live in today?
I mean, I think they're changing. They're fading, but they're also changing, because traditionally you would have, for example, civil engineers, but now you find an IT engineer, someone who has just studied computer science, and is just doing, for example, social media management with a few companies, earning much more than an engineer. So when you're talking to students in schools, they're like, I don't want to go on the road and do civil engineering. No, I want to sit on a computer and do coding and design an app. And they want they look forward to being like the next Mark Zuckerbergs and the Bill Gates.
I see.
So we have a generation of young people who have understood, who actually understand that the jobs of the future are not actually in existence. So what we need to do, for example, as civil society organization and government and the private sector, is to empower the young people to the adjusting, job situations in the
And I have to ask this question. Fine, the traditional jobs are not being sort of sought after by this younger generation, but isn't that also a bit scary? Don't you think the traditional jobs still need to be done? Yeah,
sure. Traditional jobs still need to be done, but the only problem that we're trying to address is that most of the schools are emphasizing the traditional, be like Joseph, he's doing biology and he's going to become a doctor and he's going to succeed. I mean, when you're a teacher or when you're a school, try to emphasize all the different, aspects of the young people, because some of them are talented in different areas.
Yes.
Someone can become a musician, someone can become... So it's better not, for example, when you're passing on a subject, not to emphasize that so-and-so is passing biology, has a better feature than so-and-so is just good at public speaking and debating.
Okay.
You get.
Now, you mentioned a bit earlier on, John, and something about the fact that you consult with the OECD.
Yeah.
And now a program that you're running, the CIP program that you're running, I would imagine needs a lot of finance, for example, to be able to run and operate it. How do you actually finance, and where do you get the financial sponsorship to be able to do it?
You'll be shocked, because we don't actually get financial support from international organizations at the moment. When we started off, most of our projects have been funded by private organizations and people. And for starters, media houses like these ones and others that I will not mention have supported us, some financially, some by giving us, for example, platforms like this.
I see.
Yeah, because you see, if you're to understand how projects are run, money should be the last thing to come in, because money is important, but it's when you have a team that is disorganized and is looking at money, it is very hard to implement something. But when you have a team that is committed and is going out there in the field, what do you need first? For example, if you're going to do an outreach in a school, you will say, we need transport, we need people to go. But so when you have already done a structure that so-and-so is going, we're going to do this, we need this, that's when money comes in. So you figure out that money comes in at a later stage.
At a later stage.
So most of the financing has been through people, so famous politicians, famous people like you. We have also mentors, people we have mentored, because it's been 5 years. There are some people we found at universities, we've tried to mentor. Now they are working, they come back and give us money. You get, and also we have our own businesses, different businesses where we get money to do this.
Okay.
And how we, for example, we also have this system where someone wants to start up a business, we collect money amongst ourselves to help them start, for example, a Rolex stand or selling is doing chicken. Then at the end of the day, the money we collect from that, we task that person to give us, for example, 20,000 per day, which will come back to the project. So we have been surviving as an organization, but above all, we have also potential financial partners on board. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So this is the Career Imagination Program. I'm here with the CEO and founder, Mr. John Kato. When we come back, we'll find out a little bit more about the youth getting entrepreneurial career skills and how it's done with this program right after this very short break. We'll be back.